All right, I want to welcome you to chapter 7. All right, so Shalom Talmidim. And if, let's say, right now I'm speaking to Diane and Denise, it's Shalom Talmidot. If I'm speaking to a mixed multitude, let's say it's James and Rebecca and Jamie and Lila, because James is in there, the whole group is going to be Talmidim. So for the feminine, it will be Talmidot. And for the whole group, masculine and feminine, it will be Talmidim. If it is just Richard and Jeffrey, then it's Talmidim, if it's just masculine. So Shalom Talmidim, Shalom Talmidot, Shalom Talmidim. All right, so this is how it works with the emending. Emending carries with it both masculine and feminine, but the ot ending refers to only feminine. So, all right, so we are going to go on now to the chapter 7. We're going to be talking about the perfect tense. I have these are my protein cookies. How boring would it be if I just got right into the lesson and I didn't, bring you into what's happening. So, these cookies are so bad that they are perfect for dipping into coffee. Unbelievable. Okay. So my diet cookies. Everybody wants the recipe. I have to see if they work first. All right, so let's go to our books. If you don't have a book right now, I am going to need you to download the sheet, page 51. Now, page 50, the oral review, that is it's under exercises, it's under oral review. All right, so you have to go through that on your own. We're starting with page 51, and you have to download this or you have to upload it on a separate device, like your phone or your iPad, to be able to follow me. So you should have a book by now. We're already into chapter 7. So I'm just providing these sheets as a courtesy, but you really need to have your own book. So I'm sure that you probably do. So are you ready? All right, we're going to get started. Now, on page 51, we're going to be going through the vocabulary. So let's move on here. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to go through and I'm going to read the vocabulary. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually highlight the verbs, okay? So we have a kal, which is the aleph, the the cough anyways. I had something stuck in my mouth. I apologize. So I thought, well, maybe you'll say it along with me. All right, so we have the aleph and we have the kaf. And then we have the lamed. That's a kal. Now, as you can see in the board in the background, I want to show you that when we do these letters, all right, and I'm doing them in the script, so by now you know the script, I'm going to be following this pattern, a kal, all right, the perfect past tense, masculine. He ate, all right? This is the he pattern. Akal. So I'm going to actually use this pattern for distinguishing the verb, okay? So the next verb we have is amar. Okay, and so the root, the shoresh, doesn't have vowels. It's just the consonants. So for chal, it's the aleph, it's the chaf, and it's the lamed. For the word amar, it's the aleph, it's the mem, and it is the resh. All right, that's your shorish. This is your root. Now we have learned this, and now we're going to take this root and we're going to build it. And you're going to see how we build it in this chapter because we're learning the perfect tense. And we'll be talking about that in just a minute. All right. So we have akal, we have amar, we have anachnu, which is we, ani or anoki. You will see both of those in the Torah. We have at, we have a ta, we have a tem. So notice what this vocabulary is focusing on, and that is your pronouns. So we have anachnu, we, ani, anoki, I, at, you feminine, ata, you masculine, atem, you masculine plural, and then we have aten, which is you masculine plural, and so you plural feminine, okay? And then we have yashav, which is to sit, to dwell, to reside. And then we have lo, just like ken. Ken is yes, lo is no. And so we have bread, lachem. We have lifnei, before. We have lakak, which is take. And we have al, which is upon, about, on, or over. And so we'll be working with these. Now, we also find on this page that we learn very quickly that SG, when you see it, that happens to mean singular. So that means our verb is singular, our pronoun is singular. All right, and then we have here PL, which is plural. So we're going to learn very quickly whether it's a noun or whether it's a verb. Everything has to match both in number. So if you have a singular noun, you have to have a singular verb. If you have a plural noun, you have to have a plural verb. And so everything has to match in number. They also are going to have to match in gender. So these are the two things that we find in creating sentences. In Hebrew, we have to match first in number, all right, singular or plural, and then we have to match in gender. So these are very important. You've already learned this, but we are adding this because, again, the focus of our vocabulary is more on the masculine, the plural, the feminine, and the singular than we have had in the past, especially because we're taking a look at pronouns. All right, so with that said, now, the next thing we're going to learn here is we're going to learn about subject pronouns. So what in the world is a subject pronoun? Well, we know that a noun, when you have a subject in a sentence, all right, that subject is going to be a noun under almost all circumstances. Not all, but almost all. So the subject, and then you always have a verb or the object or the thing that the subject is doing. All right? And so that's our verb. Now, we know that a noun could be David, okay? He's a name, okay, of a person. David. However, we know we can also refer to David as a pronoun, okay? He, all right? So we can have actually he. Oh, did I just do that? It's like that. Okay. And that too would be referring to David. So that would be the subject, because if we're talking about David, he would continue as the pronoun to be the subject as well. So a subject pronoun is something you have already actually learned, but we're just going to review it very quickly. So it's going to really reflect these words: who. Did I just put he for David? I did. I made him a girl. All right. Anyways, who is he? He is she. Okay. And then the other subject pronouns we're going to have him. Okay. And also hemma. Now, hemma, interestingly enough, okay, you will see in the Torah, but you don't use it in modern Hebrew. So this is the pronoun for they, masculine. And then you're also going to have henna or hain, all right, and that is going to be the feminine, they, feminine. Okay, so we have who, we have he, we have him, we have hin, henna, hema. So these are subject pronouns. So we know that David ruled as king, and who, halach, he went, okay, Lerushalayim, he went to Jerusalem. So he is still, there is a subject pronoun right there. Halach is our verb. All right, so now let's take a look at this subject pronoun chart. And this chart needs to be memorized. You need to take it and put it on a separate card. You can download it. I probably am, in fact, I'll tell you what, we're going to do that right now. And I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm going to upload it because it's really good. It's one of those things to have in the script in front of you. All right, so we're going to have, let me get right here so I can make it quite nice. We'll have ani, okay, and ata, right, and then we'll have at, and we will have who, and we will have he, and this is going to be here. This will be I, ani, and also let me just put here anoki. I don't want you to forget it. It is not used at all in modern Hebrew, but it is used in biblical Hebrew. So, and if you would like, I actually can zoom in here for you. Let's see how I do that. Yeah, well, I know how to do it, but oh, there it is. I was looking for the zoomer. All right, here it is. So let me come in a little bit more, and I can bring that in so you can see it even more clear. Let's see what I have here even in the zoomer. Yeah, there we go. I can bring that over even more. I can even zoom in a little. Look at that. Look at that, huh? And I'll come up, we'll come up like this. There we go. We'll zoom in even a little bit more, and that way you can even get a better view. Okay, so we have I, and then we have here ata. Now don't worry about, whoops, don't worry about those dots in the letters. They're not vowels, and we will learn several chapters from now why we have those dots in there. But right now, they don't change the way it sounds. They don't affect how you learn it, so just disregard them for right this moment. Okay, we have at. Okay, we have who. We have he. Okay, so ata is going to be your you, masculine singular, right? At is going to be you, feminine singular. And then who is going to be he. He is going to be she. All right. So what's important now is that you understand this is first person. Why is it first person? Because it's I. I. All right. Second person. So when you think of second person, all right, if you bring someone else in, okay, in fact, if I do this, let's see here. One of these days I'm going to figure this. Here we go. So if I do this, now, I have got to figure this out. So back to the drawing board of learning. I am just forever trying to learn this screen. Let me see if I can see it up here. Let's see if I can do it like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I brought in a second picture in picture. And so here we are. And so if I point, all right, let's see if I haven't learned how to flip it yet, even though I did it already, but I can't figure out where it is anymore. So if I point to the other person, okay, then it's going to be you. All right, so that's the second person because I'm pointing at that second person, and that second person is going to be you. All right, so that's how that works. Now, if I bring in, all right, another one, oh my gosh, here it is. Okay, so I bring in a third one, all right. So we have you, masculine, ata, you, feminine, all right, that's also a second person. He and she, they are third people. Well, third person. Because you're looking at she, you're looking at you, and you're looking at I. So the third person, all right, is going to be he and she. Because when you're pointing, you're going to say she, the one right over there, right? He, the one right over there. He and she. They're going to be the third party. But the you is going to be the person that's right next to you, right? Or with you. You. And then she. Okay? So it's just one more. If you have a little diagram like this, let me take these away so you can see the screen. Here's you, your small circle. Or here's I mean. This is I. This is you. This is he or she. And then if we take that out, okay, we can actually draw. And if we remove this, okay, I, and we have I and you, that makes us we. All right, and once we have we, all right, now we actually have another circle here, and that is you plural. All right, so when it's we, which is I and you, we're together, that's us, we. Now when we look out at another group of people that are standing with us, it's the you plural. And then we have another group out here, and that is they, those people. All right? So let me erase that. Let me just create two circles. One is going to be I, and one is going to be we. Now, we is much as first person as I is. All right? And then we have you here, and we have you here. But our you here is not going to be singular. It's going to be plural. And here, okay, our you is going to be singular. And it could be a masculine or feminine. Then we have here. Okay, that's one more layer out. He or she. This is all in the singular realm. But here, this is now going to be they. All right, masculine or feminine. So it's going to be plural. So this is the circle that we have when it's the plural. We, you, they. And I, you, he, and she. Anaknu, atem, aten, and then they, him, hema, or henna. Then we have ani or anuki, at or ata, and then we have hu or he. Okay, so these are all your singulars and the level of degree that they're removed from you. All right, first person, second person, third person. And then this holds true for the plural as well. So going back here, we have he, and then we have here a naknu, right? A naknu, which is we, and it's just like I is feminine or masculine. Okay, so we is feminine or masculine. All right, and it is plural. And then we have atem and attain. All right, so atem and attain right here is going to be atem and attain. So here we go. That's again you, and that is masculine and feminine. And then we have hem. But you can also, and you will also see in the Torah, hem. And then it's hema. And here it's going to be he-na. Also, you might see hain. Okay, definitely in plural. So, sorry I didn't leave enough room way down here, but that's going to be they, masculine and feminine. All right, so this is how your, let's see here, and see if I can get a shot of that, put it up later. Okay, so this is how the pronouns are going to lay out and how they work. All right, so one last thing with the pronouns. Okay, as we already discussed, ani, all right, and anaknu can be masculine or feminine. It's irrelevant. You're going to use the same word no matter whether you're a man or a woman. All right, and then the second person, all right, and we'll just go over that again. So ata is going to be masculine. You don't need that. Masculine singular, and that is you. And so that is ata. At, on the other hand, at is going to be, all right, feminine singular, you. Now, sometimes you can get pretty messed up because this right here, this H right here that we see. All right, let me erase that. See if I can. A-ta. All right. That race, let's see if I can do it in blue, make it even look nicer. There we go. All right. Very often, the hey is a feminine ending. So we find that hey and tet are, and tav, I'm sorry, are feminine endings. However, not in the pronouns. In the pronouns, just like he is she and who is he, all right? So ata is you masculine, at is you feminine. So that hey can throw people off sometimes. So just remember, all right, that at is feminine, ata is masculine. Atem is masculine, aten is feminine. And so then that brings us to the next part, which once again here, atem, and that is here, atem, and that is going to be the masculine plural of you. And then this is going to be aten, which is the feminine plural of you. Okay? So that is how all of these feminine and plural, when I say plural too, I'm talking about groups. So it has to be two or more. So if it's a group of women, if it's a group of men, this is how it's going to be addressed in the Torah, how you're going to address them even in modern Hebrew. Atem, aten. But if it's just one other person and you're saying you, ata. If it's a guy, at. If it's a girl. All right. So that is going to do it. That's going to be a wrap for us right now, where we have just completed page 51 of chapter 7. All right. And I will see you in the next video. We're going to continue in chapter 7, and we will be going on to page 52. Okay, here we go.